I'm going to tell you how to get 1,000 fans in just 60 days. And spoiler alert, I guarantee it is not something you are doing right now. You see, the music industry and every creator is obsessed right now with discovery content and numbers because we're playing the algorithmic game. We are trying to get new people to discover you every single time we put a piece of content out. The problem here is, whilst we're obsessed with attention, retention's gone out the window. We are now not bringing any value to our community, to engage with people. Everything is just get in, watch my stuff, get out, see you tomorrow. Record labels ask one thing of artists, and that is numbers. I just need numbers because that proves that you are good, and therefore we can put money into scaling things. The problem here is when we are dealing with just an attention game, everyone else is in the same game. Everyone is trying to kind of break out of this noise, and it is very, very difficult. And if we are trying to build 1,000 followers, or even better, 1,000 fans, that's a really, really difficult thing to do when we're playing the same game as everybody else. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to play that game. In fact, in 2025, I personally believe this is the year where quality very much rules over quantity. This is about doing less better. This is about making content that you are now proud of, or more importantly, that you have a passion for making. I feel like I have a new lease of life for making content because I'm genuinely looking forward to making content. Why? Because I'm not having to worry about retention edits, because I can make content that I go, oh, that'll be a fun video to make. And if I can make videos that I'm proud of, that I'm excited about, and at the same point that somehow brings value to you or an audience, then I keep that going for a while. I don't have to worry about the anxiety or the burnout. But we can go a step further. Rather than looking for attention, we could start looking at how to bring value to an audience, because that's the fastest way to turn someone who doesn't know who you are into someone who not only knows who you are, but cares, that will stick around, that more importantly, that will become a fan. And so over the next 60 days, we aren't just looking at attention. I'm not telling you, by the way, to stop making content. That's far from what I'm saying. Content is very, very good for bringing people in, for building that attention. But we have to take it a step further, and we have to start looking at how we can bring value to your audience. So there are 3 things that I think you could start doing from today that will make a huge difference. And I'll explain how that turns into 1,000 fans over 60 days. The first thing is, and this is where labels are missing a trick, is I want you to make specific content, and instead of putting it on Reels to get loads of discovery, I want you to forget that. And I want you to think about the power of one. I want you to make a specific piece of content, and I want you to send that to one person, a person that comments on your stuff, a person that maybe goes into your DMs, a person that likes your content from time to time. I want you to make something absolutely specific for that person. And get this, not only do I want you to make something specific, I want you to make something so unique and personalized that you could not possibly send it to anyone else, because it is personalized with their name and the stuff that they're into. So for example, instead of making a piece of content and going, I think I just wrote the song of the summer, what we're going to do is we're going to make a piece of content for Dave. And we're going to say, Dave, honestly, I really appreciate this. Doing this music stuff's pretty tough, but the fact that you're always there, it really makes this a lot easier. And I made this for you today. And you send it to Dave, right? Now, when you do this, you might say, I just wanted to say thanks. I just want to say thanks. I appreciate you. Something like that. Here's a piece of content. Or I just want to say thanks. I made this for you. Okay. Now, in doing this, you are making a piece of content. Instead of trying to get millions of people, you are making that piece of content which has been personalized towards Dave. Dave is then going to go, oh, now Dave might go, it's a bit creepy, but for everyone who says that's creepy, there will be someone else who goes, oh, that's really powerful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Now, that person has just been pushed further into, yeah, cheers, thank you very much. I've seen it, onto the next piece of content. Another thing we can do, which is even more powerful, is how about you go into your DMs or into your comments, pick someone and give them something. And by give them something, I don't just mean a piece of content. Give them some merch, right? If you've got some CDs under the bed, say, hey, I've got a CD. Can I send this to you just to say thank you? A piece of merch like, I don't know, a t-shirt. Send them a t-shirt and just be like, hey, I've got some of these. I just wanted to send you them. Now, I can already hear people going, are you crazy? These things cost money. We're going to lose money on every piece of merch. Absolutely right you are. Yes, that's why it makes a difference. That's why doing something like that is going to make the difference to that person, because they know that, because they recognize it and go, really? Oh, I mean, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love what you do. It's really, really good. Those people will be singing from the rooftops. They're going to tell all of their friends. But we don't think like that. We don't think about building the legacy in one person. We think about how to get millions of people to not really give a shit about us. How do I get 1 million people to see a piece of content? The amount of times people will message me and go, hey, I got 1 million views on my TikTok. What do I do now? And I'm like, try and do it again, I guess. Again and again and again, I guess. Whereas this way, I can talk to people. I can build legacy in one person. How about this for a third idea? When it comes to releasing music, the idea of releasing music in itself is kind of a dated idea, really, isn't it? Because the reason why it was called a music release is because they had to kind of go through manufacturing as well as distribution. Whereas now, this idea of music release is it goes everywhere when I tell it to. Well, I don't have to put it everywhere. I don't have to have it go on Spotify and Deezer and Apple and Amazon. What I could do is I could say, well, I'm going to put it out where I want to put it. If you want to put it out on SoundCloud or you want to put it out on YouTube, you can. But what about an idea where you make a release specifically for the ones? And you send that release and say, I'm not going to release this song at all. I'm just not going to do it. But I really appreciate you. And I wanted to say thank you. So I wanted to send you this song just to say thank you. Not because I'm trying to get your email address. Not because I'm trying to, get you to do something. I just want to say thank you. And so you're making music for ones. And you send it to Vanessa, and you send it to Dave, and you send it to Stuart, and you say, Stuart, honestly, you pop up a lot, and I just really appreciate it, and I just wanted to send you this. I'm not going to release it, but I wanted to send you this just to say thank you. If we start thinking about the power of one, and we did that 5 times a day, instead of trying to make a piece of content that we're worried about getting out of 200 view prison, if we did that on top of our content out there, and we did that 5 times a day, you will get compound interest. Now, what I mean by that is you'll get a few people that go, oh, and they'll just unfollow you. And you'll get a few people that go, look weird. And you get a few people that will ignore you. But you'll get a few people that will go, oh my goodness, honestly, that is amazing. Thank you so much. And they'll tell their friends. And what will happen is you'll start to see more engagement coming through your socials. And then as you're getting more engagement coming through, you've got more people to do the same. And so what we're saying here is we use the attention to be able to look for the people that we can look after. And when people go, how do we look after people? Like, you entertain them. You sing them a song. You write them a song. You write them something. You make a video. Instead of just saying, cheers, you send them a video message. And you just say, hey, Dave, I just want to say thank you so much. I just really appreciate you, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. Or send them, if you don't want to send a video, send a voice message. Send a voice message in the DMs and just say, hey, I really appreciate you. It really does mean a lot. Honestly, I can't tell you how much this means to me. I really appreciate when you message me. Thank you so much. And the new song's coming out whenever. In doing so, people will go, ooh, took the time. You're doing the same thing, but you're just doing it in a more personalized way. This is how we look after people. But if we do this 5, 6 times every single day, and yes, it's hard work. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's like, oh, it's really hard work. Yes, it is. What you want to do is you want to walk down the street and you want millions of people to adore you. I know that. I love that. I want that too. But this is a surefire way where we can look after someone like they've never been looked after. And I promise you, what happens is they go and tell all their friends. And then their friends are involved. And you go and do the same thing to them. And they tell all their group of friends. And it goes 1 to 2 to 4 to 10 to 100 to 1,000. And that's the way it builds. And that's how you can do this very, very quickly over a small period of time. Now, one more thing, which is, what if you're saying to me, I don't have anyone who's engaging. I'm making content. Nothing is happening. Then that's where we've got to go fishing, okay? Now, going fishing is where we make the content so that we can find these people faster. We're not making content to get out of 200 view prison, although we'd like that to happen. We're making content so that we can find that first piece of engagement, whether it's a DM, whether it's a comment, and as soon as we get it, we go, I've got it. Or when you get a new person that follows, instead of just going, a new person that follows, send them a message, send them a voice message, just saying, honestly, that really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I'm out here working my ass off, writing new music, releasing new music, and I really appreciate the fact that you're following me. By the way, how do you hear about me? And if they go, Dave told me when you send in that video. You go, oh, what a legend Dave is. Now you start a conversation. This is how you can look after people. Now, what's really amazing with this is labels can't do it. Not they won't do it, they can't do it. And most big artists won't do it because their ego won't let them. And so therefore you're like, well, when everyone's turning left, we can turn right. When everyone's doing something which is all about just overarching numbers, we can say, do you know what? You go after your a million people that don't care is great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that going when I get the discovery, and I'm going to look after the power of one. I'm going to look after people like they've never been looked after. And that 1 becomes 2, becomes 4. Those people are practically in some kind of old school street team because they're going to be there being like, I'm fighting for you. I really want this to work. Why? Because you looked after them. And yes, it might cost some more time. And yes, it might cost money. It's not hard. It's not technical. And it's stuff that we can do all of the time. You got a gig coming up. Go and give out some tickets. Go and say, hey, I'm just letting you know, I wanted to give you a +1 to our gig. I'm not expecting you to turn up, but I'm just letting you know, if you did want to come, it's totally on me. It would be lovely to see you there. Just really appreciate you. You're giving out tickets. And those people, they'll go, I might be there. I might not be there. I might be able to get a babysitter. I might not. But I guarantee what they will be is they'll be telling their friends. And if they are coming, they're going to be thanking you at the end of it. And they're going to be sending messages, sending pictures, and they're going to be building this thing for you. We have to start concentrating in 2025 on the power of one. We have to start concentrating on the engagement, and we have to start concentrating on making stuff that we are proud of so that we can keep this sort of routine going whilst we are looking after people on the other hand. So let me know how you get on with this. I'm all in on this for 2025. We can't keep doing the same thing as the last 2 years. We have to start looking after people in the way they haven't been looked after. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go and take myself off and grab myself a flu tablet, and I'll catch you guys soon.